Hi everyone, Nigel Saunders here. Today we are going to be giving the larch forest its first pruning of the season. I'll also be planting a variety of seeds that I got from the YouTube channel Todd's Tropicals. I'll also be selecting the posts for the back wall of the greenhouse. This coming up today in the bonsai zone. The larch forest has grown really well this spring. Some of the shoots are this long on it, so it's time to cut it back. Here's a look at the apex of the main tree, and you can see some of the shoots are really long and others are only short. I'll be pruning all this new growth, so all the shoots are about this length, so just, the thickness of a finger. I'll be using the shears to prune off all the new shoots, so let's get started. I'll start up top here on the apex of the tree. So I'm just pruning each shoot to, about this length. So here I go. There's the first one. This was a good strong flush of growth. So I'm expecting at least 2 or 3 more flushes of growth this summer. With clip and grow bonsai, it's always important to let the tree grow before you clip it back. Some of these softer tips, I'll just pinch the tip out of it. They're not long enough to really cut, so here's the soft growth that I'm just pinching the tips off. Some of the shoots are really long, and that's probably the strong buds, and these are probably secondary buds, so I'm just grabbing the tip here and pinching it off. That'll create some subdividing in those branches. Another one in here I can get like that. Hopefully the trees will grow really well this summer, and I'll be doing this operation 3 or 4 times. Letting the tree grow, pruning it back, letting it grow again, and pruning it back, and it should really increase the ramification in the branch structure. Not a lot of pruning to do on these lower branches. They're, a lot weaker than the branches up at the apex. This pruning operation doesn't take very long. It only takes about 10 minutes to do the entire forest. I'm pruning the trees to a triangular silhouette, which is typical of a larch tree in nature. As larch trees get more mature, they do start getting a rounded canopy and they start losing the lower branches, but these are kind of representing, a medium to old larch tree, not a really old ancient one. It's important to prune the trees back far enough that the branches aren't all overlapping in the forest. You want each tree to have its own space and its own spot of sunlight. The first pruning of the season is almost done. I'm just stepping back now, having a look at the forest, checking to see if I need to make any adjustments to the shape of the trees. I think I have a little bit of trimming to do on the right-hand side here. Still looks a little bushy in that area. You can see the needles are quite long this time of year. The first flush of growth is really vigorous, and then the second flush of growth, the needles are smaller, and then the third and fourth, they get smaller and smaller. So by fall, you get a really nice needle size on the tree. As the forest matures, the branches that get shaded out die off, and the trees kind of fit together really naturally like they would in a full-size forest. The trees kind of work out what branches are meant to grow in the sunlight and what ones inside are meant to die off. This gives the forest a really natural look after many years. I've finished pruning the larch forest up now. Let's go in and have a look. All right, let's go have a look at it. I need to do the landscaping. The moss is really grown quite wild. You can see my moss bushes are kind of escaping and growing all over the hilltop there. Yeah, so the trees are looking good. They don't look very miniature because of the long needles, but you know, that, as I say, that'll improve over the summer. Every flush of growth, the needles get smaller and smaller. So that's one task done for this video. Next up is planting seeds. I've got all my tropical trees outside now on these benches that are kind of shaded by the tree overhead and the shadow of the greenhouse. So they're kind of transitioning to full sun. While I was moving all my tropical trees outside, I came across a tin that I had saved away in the plant room, and it was full of tropical seeds that were sent to me by Todd's Tropicals. It's a YouTube channel. He grows all kinds of really cool plants and trees. I was waiting until the weather warmed up outside here before I planted all these seeds. So let's do that now. I'll plant all the seeds in this seed tray and then put it in the greenhouse. I'll start by putting a layer of bonsai soil in the bottom of the seed tray. So here I go. Next, it's time to get out the seeds and plant them. I'm going to start by planting these monkey ear trees, or they're called elephant ear trees, because they look like the ears off a monkey or an elephant. You can hear the seeds inside the pods, so I'll have to break them open and plant them in the back row here. So here I go. There we go. I don't know what these look like. I've never seen them before. If I can get it out. There it is. So there's one of the seeds right there. Just a little smooth seed. Kind of looks like an apple seed or something. I'll separate all the seeds and put them in this paper cup, and then I can plant them. They're hard to get out of here. Almost need some pliers or something. Oh, there I go. The seeds are in kind of a tough little casing. There's seed number 2. I think I'll have to use my pruners to get these out. They're kind of tough to get at. Just kind of crush it with the pruners and get these seed pods open. There's one in there. Hope you can see that. So there's the outer casing to the seed, and you just kind of peel that off and out comes the seed. So there's what the seed looks like. And into the cup. I'll keep working away here. This will be a new species for me. I've never had a monkey ear tree. Be kind of exciting. I've got enough seeds from just the one pod, so I'll take these other 2 pods to our bonsai meeting tomorrow night and give them away. I'll plant the monkey ear seeds in the back row here. So here I go. I'll just put one seed here. And a little further away, another seed. And hopefully I'll get a nice row of monkey ear trees. Now I'll have to double some up here. I've got too many seeds, which is a good problem. I've got way too many seeds. That's okay. I'll just plant them close together. Who knows how many will come up. I'll put a light sprinkle of soil on top. And those are planted. There's a lot more different varieties of seeds in this tin, and I totally forget what they are. So I'll just plant them in the front row here, and I'll have to figure out what they are later on if they germinate. All right, here I go. There's some type of nuts here. Not sure what they are, but I'll just plant them whole and we'll see what happens. I'll put those down at the end here. And there's 4 of those. like that. And then there's a whole bunch of these kind of reddish orange. They look like little hard beans. So I'll plant those next in this section. Just like that. And then there's a whole bunch of these little tiny seeds. They almost look like grape seeds, but they're not. So I'll plant those in the next two sections down here. And I'll just kind of sprinkle them around. And see what happens. Okay, I'll put a top layer of soil on top now. The soil I'm using today is the soil left over from my Scouts Canada demo. All the Scouts got to plant their own rosemary tree and make their own bonsai landscape. So the soil I used, I added a little bit of organic matter in it so they didn't have to water quite so often. I'll give all the seeds a water now. So here I go. I'll give them a good soaking. And that should do it. The sun is setting on another beautiful day here in the bonsai zone. I won't get time to pick out the posts for the back wall of the greenhouse tonight, so I'll have to do that in another video. I'm Nigel Saunders. Thanks for joining me today in the bonsai zone.